What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast, Drinks After Work with me, Shelly Nicole. How was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a great weekend. My weekend was chilled. I didn't do much of nothing. Went back to work, like fully started going back to work, and then to only get sick again. Terrible. I'm always getting sick. Normally when the seasons change, I always get sick, so it's nothing new, but yeah, I got the flu. Like, I think it's like I don't even know if you can have like a mild flu, but it's definitely symptoms of the flu. Like, definitely got it. Body was killing me, head hurting, see, coughing, terrible. Like, I cannot. But I'm feeling better. And I got through the day. Work was just work, but I got through the day. So I hope everybody else had a amazing day today. So this topic for tonight, it really just plays into what I feel like a lot of women are feeling and thinking. What we've constantly said, at least I know what my friends and I have constantly spoke about, and even conversations that I've had with my mom when she was like, trying to understand what's going on in the dating world and the dating scene, wanting to know if I was dating anybody, was I talking to anyone, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm just not. I'm not. I'm giving it a timeout, giving it a break, and basically also just telling her what it just seems like so many women are dealing with. Not just one particular race. I feel like maybe for Black women it may be a little bit more, but I feel like all women are dealing with this. Hispanic women, Asian women, like, we're all white women, we're all dealing with this right now when it comes to dating and this generation of dating. So tonight's topic is lead me as a man. And I decided to have this be a topic for today because I felt like this was something that, like I said, a lot of my friends, other women who I've talked to, have said that it feels like and it seems like a lot of men just want to be led nowadays. Like, they want to be chased. And gentlemen, please leave the comments in, down in the description or wherever that's on, wherever you're listening on. Leave a comment and also come on the live on Wednesday, because I know you're going to want to talk about it. I know you're going to ask a bunch of questions, or you're going to have a lot to say, which again, I am open to. I will never tell nobody not to speak their mind or say their opinion, but yeah, it's giving very much so. A lot of men want to be chased nowadays. A lot of men want women to, like, they want the roles to be reversed. And I beg to differ if you tell me that it's not like that at all. Now, don't get me wrong. Men can be the prize. Ladies, I know you're not going to like this, but yes, men can be the prize. They can elevate your life just as much as women can elevate a man's life. But there's something that I actually saw on, I think it was Threads or Instagram, and it said something about, I really was just trying to find it, but I can't even find it, but it was basically just saying about the roles of a man and the roles of a woman, and what a man brings in, a woman shells out 10 times over. And it's like, a man is to bring in the money to the home, and the woman is supposed to pay the bills, take care of the house, cook, clean, do whatever they're supposed to do when it comes to the money responsibly. Whenever there is, trouble going on in a man's life, the man comes home, he vents, relaxes, and opens up to his wife to let her know, like, what's going on. Like, just certain things that it was just pointing out that are different roles within a relationship and what a man and a woman is supposed to do. I mean, even if we go biblical, you know me, I'm gonna go biblical with it. 1 Corinthians 11:2-4 says that the husband is the head of his wife, and Christ is the head of every man. So with that being said, a man who is not following Christ cannot lead you. Let's start right there, ladies. A man who cannot listen to what Christ is telling him and what Jesus is telling him to do, where to go, how to provide for his family, he ain't going to be able to do it for you. Period, point blank. Even in Ephesians 5:25-33 says that the husband should love his wife as Christ loved the church. There's no reason why you're questioning your husband's love, you're questioning your boyfriend's love, the person who you're supposed to be with. There's no reason why you're questioning their love for you. If they love God and if they love themselves, they're going to love you the same way, if not more. It also says that a man is supposed to be the spiritual leader. He's supposed to be the mediator within the household. Supposed to be authoritative. Like, when shit goes crazy in the house, you're supposed to put your foot down and be like, okay, hold on, this is what's not going to happen. And be the educator, be the protector. And I feel like a lot of men, and this is just my personal opinion and the opinion of others, but I'm just speaking on me for right now. I feel like a lot of men just want to be catered to, but they forget that the catering comes, and the submission, because that's word is thrown around a lot too. The submission and the catering comes after you give me something to submit to and to cater to. Women are not just going to go on our knees and do whatever it is you're asking for us to do. You have to literally give us something to say, okay, this man is taking care of the home. He's taking care of me. I have nothing to worry about. So yes, I have no problem cooking for him. I have no problem being there for him as his partner. I have no problem giving him that space to be vulnerable, giving him that being that shoulder for him to cry on. A lot of the times I don't even know if it's like, because at first I was going to say a lot of men just don't know how to do it because they were never taught. But I also feel like now, especially today, where there are so many resources for people to develop and change, not just men, but for women as well, where you can get a therapist, you could get mentors, you could change the circle that you're in just from like what you or who you subscribe to on what you watch on YouTube and who you have on Instagram, who you watch on TikTok. There are so many different influencers and like I said, therapists and mentors that are out here that can help a lot of you men who just don't know where to start. And I think that's where the vulnerability comes into. If you would just admit to yourself, you don't even have to admit to us. It's good if you do, but if in the beginning you don't want to admit anything, that's fine as well. If you would just admit to yourself that you really just don't know where to start, I think that is a good start. And I feel like with all of the social media influencers out here, all of the YouTubers, all of these therapists, everything that we basically have at our hands, because it's literally in our phone, to help us or help you as men get to the place of how to do something, how to lead a family, how to be a man of God, or how to just be a man, period, in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, not a toxic one. Because this whole toxic nonsense, I'm not. The women ain't for it. The girls maybe, but the women ain't for it. But a healthy relationship and how to navigate through it, and how can you as a man be that protector and that provider, because that also may be something that you're striving for, but you just don't know how to get there. And again, it's nothing wrong with admitting that you just don't know and you want to learn how. And I'm saying all of this as like the initial start in the dating phase, because I will say that yes, there's nothing wrong with you catering to your man. There's nothing wrong with you as a woman giving your man or showing him the appreciation off of things that he may like, whether it's buying him something small that he needs, or sneakers, a wallet, shirt, sweater, whatever, taking him to a game. Men love their sports. If they play video games, buying them a game that's coming out, I don't know, one of those video games or something, just something that shows your appreciation to them. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But that's like later on into the relationship, when we've decided and we've seen that, okay, this man is going to protect me. Okay, this man is going to provide for me. Okay, this man is going to be my safe haven. And I don't have nothing to worry about. And on that topic of providing, I feel like a lot of people say that, providing means money and monetary things, and that's not necessarily it. You can provide just by being there for me to talk to you and to console me whenever I'm having a bad day, or giving me a pep talk to let me know you got this, babe, like you're fine. That's providing. You're providing emotionally for me. And I feel like today, especially today, with a lot of relationships being so transactional, we lose the fact that a provider isn't always just money, because sometimes money's going to come and go. Money's going to be up, money's going to be down. The whole point is, are you going to stick it out through it all, and are you going to have a plan B, a plan C, just in case plan A is taking a little bit too long? And a man with a plan is better than a man with no plan at all. Let's just say that right here, right now. So I think, as a woman, I think it's just only right that I help some of you men who probably don't get it and maybe need that help. And if you have female friends who you can actually rely on and you can speak to and talk to, I think you guys should reach out to them and ask them, hey, what do you think a leading man does? Or what do you think a leading man, what is the requirements of a leading man? So personally, all right, so one thing that I feel that a leading man would do, so as your big sis, I think it's only right that I sit here and, or even your little sis, I mean, I don't know how old you guys are listening to this, but I think it's only fair that I let you know from a woman's perspective, what are the requirements of a leading man? And if you have female friends who you're tight with, who you can ask the same question to, ask them and see what they say. But for instance, a leading man is not going to leave the date up to you. So I have had plenty of times where I had to make the date, had to make the initiative for the date to happen. And I told myself 2 years ago, I was like, yeah, no, we ain't doing that no more. Absolutely not. That's tiring as fuck. And I feel like a leading man will do that. A leading man will tell you, and this is a scenario, right? Boom. Hey, so what's your days off? And you tell him your days off are, I don't know, if you have odd days, right? Friday, Saturday. Well, it's not really odd, but whatever. You have Friday, Saturday off, right? All right, cool. So what are you doing this Friday? Nothing. I'm just chilling. I'm going to stay in the house. Nothing big. Why? What's up? I need you to be ready by 7:00, and I'm going to come get you, and we're going to go on a date. Women love that. We love to hear, be ready. And I know you guys seen this on Instagram. You've probably seen it on TikTok. You've seen the memes or whatever. No, we seriously love that. We really do. And then you want to put the cherry on top. Have flowers waiting in the passenger seat. Open up the car door. You see us coming to the car. Don't sit in the car like a bozo. Get out of the car. Open the car door. Give us a hug. Open the car door. Close it. And then get in the car. Have the flowers waiting. Something that she's interested in. Even if, and I don't know any female who's not interested in flowers, but there are probably some who don't like flowers. But whatever you guys have had conversations about, or anything that you've noticed about her, have it waiting in the car. Something small, something cute. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be expensive. Something cute to say, I heard what you were saying while we were having conversations, and this is what I got for you. Boom. Another thing you guys could do, be consistent. Be consistent with what it is you are telling us, what your plans are, how you feel about us. Be consistent. There's no reason why I'm going a day without speaking to you. And I know some people will have some controversy off of that, but I really don't care. I personally feel that we are always by our phones. Always by our phones, unless you have a job where you're really working with your hands majority of the day, and only time that you get to be off your phone is, or you get to be on your phone is during your break. That's understandable. But if you are literally by your phone majority of the day, or you have access to your phone majority of the day, there is no reason why I don't have a text message from you, a phone call, or a voice note. Hell, you can even send what is it, video FaceTimes if you have messages, if you have an iPhone. There's no reason why I don't know or haven't heard from you throughout the entire day. Be consistent and communicate. Communication is the third one. You have to be a leading man. Doesn't matter what it is. He's going to speak his mind. He's going to tell you how he feels. He's going to let you know what's going on in his life. That way you're aware. And that gives us a sense of like, I want to say, I guess you could say like relief, but it gives us a sense of understanding what's going on and what's happening and where we stand in your life. If you communicate every little thing that involves us. If it involves us, then we need to know what's going on. Other things you may not necessarily open up about in the beginning. It may take you a while to open up about it, but for the most part, a leading man is going to have no problem communicating his wants and his needs and where he sees you guys going in your life and in your relationship. Also, a man who is generous. A man who is generous takes my heart. A man who's generous. It's like literally, if I'm like having a bad day and you hit me up like, okay, what's going on? How you feeling? Oh, it just wasn't a good day, yada, yada, yada. I come home and I'm a flower girl, so that's just me. I like flowers, but again, not everybody does. But if after a long day and I have flowers waiting at my door, and then later on you're at my house, you brought me food or you're cooking or whatever the case is, heart melted. And it does. And again, and I feel like a lot of men feel like it has to cost a lot or it has to just cost anything. It doesn't have to cost anything. You could be creative and you can even do the smallest things, even if you don't buy flowers, right? Just coming over to spend time, just picking up the phone and saying, what's going on? How are you feeling? What's up? And even if you can't be with them at that exact moment, making the time throughout the week, sometime during the week. All right, I can't come and see you today, babe, but tomorrow I'm going to come hang out with you and we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to go take a walk here and there, or we're going to go anything that's not even, that can be under $100, literally. But a man who is generous and generous with his time, and that's another thing, a man who makes the time for you. A leading man makes time. I don't care what it is. I don't care what's going on. If you are, granted, I hope it's nothing bad going on, like, within your family. But if you can make time to hang out with your boys, to go to the bar after work, if you can make time to do things that you love to do and that you like to do, and you can spare 1 weekend, 2 weekends out of the month to say, I'm going to spend time with baby girl for a little bit because I haven't seen her, or, we haven't had a lot of time together, and you make it you make an effort to at least be there and to put your timing and open up your schedule for her. That's something that I feel a leading man would do too. He makes time. Everybody makes time for what and who's important for them. So if you're not important, then he's not going to make time for you guys. Simple. And I feel like we as women, sometimes we like to come up with excuses or, oh, he's just this and he's just that. Baby girl, if he wanted to, he would. And again, nobody's ever that busy. Somebody's going to make some time throughout their week, throughout their schedule, to hit you up and say, hey, this is what's going on, but I'm going to see you this time, that time. Making the initiative and taking the initiative to put you in their life, no matter what it is. I say all of that to say this. Guys, enough with the being a princess. Enough with the whole you the baddie. Let me hold your purse. What lip gloss do you want to wear? Because it's given a lot of chase after me. I'm the prize. What can you do for me first? And then also wanting to be called a man in the relationship. And then also wanting to talk about, well, we want traditional women. But you can't even be a traditional man. If you could be a traditional man, then I guarantee you a lot of women will be traditional women. And on that topic of being traditional, because somebody else had brought that up, being a traditional woman, yes, we stayed home. We didn't work because we couldn't work. But we stayed home. We cooked, we cleaned, we did the housework. We took care of the kids, did the laundry, made sure your food was ready when you got home from work. Things like that. Because you were bringing home the money. You guys were outside working your behind off. That was the old traditional way of living, because that's the times in which everything was and how life was set up. But if you want a traditional woman, then you have to do traditional shit to get a traditional woman. And again, women will submit. Even with a 9-to-5, women will submit. We will do our part. But we also need you to do your part, because if I'm working my 9-to-5 and you're working your 9-to-5, sweetheart, I can't come home and cook, clean, do the laundry and everything else and then take care of the kids, and you just come home, sit back and kick your feet up. That it don't work like that. No. If I'm on my feet or I'm working a 8-hour shift and you're working an 8-hour shift, we're splitting them tasks that we have to do in this house down the middle. And if you don't want that, get me out that job. Let me retire early. If you don't want that to happen. But that's being a provider in the monetary way. That's being the provider monetarily. You're giving and providing money that can keep the house going, the bills paid, money on the side. And I even, I've seen women too on TikTok who have done that, where their husbands have basically told them, quit your job and stay home, and they do content creating. I mean, we see all these kids that are 20, 21, 22, but you also see older women in their 40s making so much money off of just being a content creator and quitting their job, and their husband is just having the actual job and they're home creating content and putting it out, and they're bringing in a check too, but just from their house, off of just shooting a video of them going to Target with their kids. Like, there's so many ways that can happen, but I do feel like a lot of men, especially today with this dating scene, a lot of you have to just be really honest with yourself and admit to yourself whether or not you're that leader that you claim to be, that you want to be, but you're not quite there yet. And if you are there, stop being scared. Because us women, we're tired of dealing with men who are just not there and they claim that they're there. If you have it and you're ready to settle down and you feel like, you know what, everything is not, all the boxes aren't checked off, but shit, out of the 5, I got 4 of them checked off, or out of the 5, I got 3 of them checked off. That's better than having 1 checked off or having none checked off. Like, I don't want to say it's easy, but I feel like looking for perfection in yourself, as far as what you can give everything to your woman or to your girlfriend. I feel like a lot of us just want to know that you have a plan, or that, like I said, out of the 5 boxes, you got 4 crossed off. You got 3 things crossed off, whatever it is, but you're making your way where, we'll be good and we'll be stable and we can work from there. We can build up. Because that was another thing that brought up in the last topic, in the last episode. What is building? And I was on the live. And I think building happens when you have 2 people who are striving for a higher goal. They have certain boxes checked off individually, but they both have this idea of, okay, this is where I see us going and this is where I want us to go. And they get to that point no matter how long it takes. But I do feel like leading men, y'all got to step up to the plate and be that leading man that y'all so crave to be, that y'all say that y'all are. But a lot of y'all are putting up this facade, and it's not cute. But this episode wasn't going to be too long, mainly because I don't want to sit here and keep coughing on the mic. I've been trying to keep it together with my lungs, trying not to cough. But also, I can't wait for y'all to be on the live on Wednesday at 6:00, because we're going to talk about it. And we're going to get on the live on my personal live. I'm still trying to get more followers on my podcast, but on my podcast Instagram, but we're going to do the live on my personal IG, which is _sincerely Shelly, CHLLY_. And you guys can tune in. You guys can voice your opinions. You can request to be on. I will accept your requests. And ladies, we could talk. Let's talk. And gentlemen, y'all can chime in too, because I know y'all gonna have something to say, which is fine. This is not, this is not to get on. It is to get on you. Let me stop. We are getting on you because we're tired of the bullshit. We are. We're tired of the facades. We're tired of the fake. We're tired of the, I have it, and I want to do this, I want to do that. It's too much. Like, either step up or shut up. One of the two. So tune in on Wednesday for the live at 6 p.m. and we will talk. We will discuss. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you guys have a great week. Leave whatever happened into today. Leave it here for today. Don't bring it into tomorrow. All right, y'all. See ya. Bye.